Thank you. Learn me something. That is like 3 episodes in a row now. I have forgotten to unmute myself. Thank you. Learn me something. Well, I guess I get to start it out again because I kind of screwed my intro up. So, hey, welcome, Mark, Centerline Systems. All right, you freedom-loving boys and girls, whomever you are, wherever you are in this big blue marble of a planet we call Earth, welcome to Centerline Systems. We got a good episode here tonight, a fun live stream. Thanks for watching live or watching on demand. We already got some chat going. What I was saying is Murph had a slight little hiccup, but Murphy will be joining us in a second. Tonight is the charity auction that we're starting off for the Seymour Young Marines. And once Murph gets in here, we'll talk a little bit more about that. I'm going to show off some stuff here tonight. And as always, we already got a bunch of people. So let me just do some comments here just to, like let everybody catch up. It's not killing time, but, you guys are taking the time to be here and leaving comments. And I love that. It's what makes it great. So we got Gene with a huge woo. I don't think I got the lung power to do it. All right. Hey, Murph, I'll be with you in a second. And we got Tennessee. We haven't seen you in a long time, Tennessee. She's saying, hi, you boys. Hi, Gene, across the pond. Tennessee, I will give you a phone call after the live stream. We've got to talk about that Cerakoting on the plastics. It didn't work out very well, and I got to just kind of go over that with you and let you know. So not to throw our business out there for everybody, but just stay tuned. Tennessee, I'll give you a call afterwards. Snowshoe checking in. Hey, Dave, thank you much, sir. Learn me something. Smacking me about the face. Hey, Knucklehead, you're still muted. Yeah, Roger Dodger. Hey, got to do at least once an episode. Big Visk saying howdy. Hey, Big Visk, nice to see you over here. Tennessee with a big wahoo, boys. Hey, we got Mackenzie Peralt here. Hey, I haven't seen you in a long time, Mackenzie. Hey, Mark, can't wait for the apron announcement. Well, you know what? I'll give you a little heads up on that right now, Mackenzie. So when we open up the shop, which is going to be next week, and we're going to do this very differently going forward to see how it works. I think it's going to accommodate people a lot better. But it's also, I'm trying to design it to do exactly what we said. Like we have a hard time with new products and special runs just because we're so busy. But I think under the new system, Mackenzie, we'll be able to do like in this, I'm calling it the third slot over on the next business day where we can do limited runs. And then we can use the limited run, sells, we already made it, ships the next business day. And then we can use that to gauge the interest from people, whether it's a special request or a custom order, and then go from there. So we will, knock on wood, we all get through the remainder of this year before there's any nuclear war or something stupid. But so, yeah, on that note right there, we will definitely be doing a run of the aprons. They're somewhere right over my shoulder. I can't really move a whole lot. But we'll do that, and we'll do that kind of like, early next year, right before spring, when people start getting ready to, a barbecue. So thanks for bringing that up. Jean, hey, saying a big shout out to Tennessee. Long time no here, right, Jean? She's been absent. Sweatshirt. I'm going to talk about that in a second, Tennessee, before we bring Murph on. Tennessee saying she's stocking the site, but haven't seen that bright color, cool of a hoodie. Nope, the pictures aren't up yet. But I got an announcement on that in a second. Then Tennessee saying something about no. Oh, that was probably for me giving you a call. All right. So before I bring Murph on and get to the meat of it, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping. Murphy, no one else can see or hear you, but give me a thumbs up. Are you okay for just a couple more seconds, or are you just impatient to get in here right now? You know what? Hey, I'm just going to bring you in. Well, no, let me do the hoodie thing, and then I'll bring you in while I do the rest of the housekeeping. I just want to show off the hoodies. So, boys and girls, when we open up next week, so I found this company. It's an American-made company. It's higher end, but I've had this hoodie now for a week, and I've been wearing it and washing the shit out of it. Just because that's a huge thing about hoodies, right? The seams, the stitching, how much it shrinks. This thing has not shrunk. So I've got one more hoodie coming in. It should be here beginning of next week, and I did a size lower so I can better understand their sizing chart, so I can give you better information. But I'm already in love with this thing. And here's the other cool thing. I'll just start off with this. So, on the inside of your hoodies, you can get those fuzzies. These fuzzies aren't running off on other clothing. It's not fuzzy all over the place. So it's really keeping that pile. I think that's called pile. It's really keeping that pile to the hoodie. You just saw me do this on the sleeve. So it's got a really nice cuff. You can fold it. It doesn't scrunch up really bad. It's not super tight. It's not super loose. Oh, just give me a sec. I'll stand up here. So I was a little bit concerned on how this was going to work, but because, you know, sometimes these designs, they bleed and they run off real quickly. Yeah, after 10 years, this is definitely going to fade, but it's holding up really good. You know, and look, and you can look at me. I'm fat and out of shape, but it's got a really good fit to it. It's a little bit on the long side, which I like because, you know, I don't want a hoodie up on my waistline. I want a really nice hoodie. It's got a really good kangaroo pocket. It's got lots of flexibility. Here's the front side. This is the food, fire, water, shelter, shoot, move, communicate, medicate hoodie. And then the last thing I'll show you is the hood itself. So you get a sense of that. And that's over a baseball cap. So, and I don't like the drawstrings, but you know, this is a really damn good hoodie. So I'm going with this company. Blackbeard, I got to give him a shout out. He's been helping me with all the graphics. We're going to have 3 designs. The one I have coming in is that swamp kind of green, that kind of old school OG, you know, 586, or I can't remember what it was called, 585, but it's a darker green with just the more modern centerline logo. And on the back, it just says clsgear.com. And then we're going to do a very similar one in black with the original CLS logo. And then the back is going to have the keep thinking, keep moving, never quit. So you're going to have 3 options. The one thing I don't know, because I got to get in there and set this all up, is like, I would assume that you could get this design in any color scheme that you wanted. That's my assumption. I don't know if it's only my color schemes that I'm picking, but we'll see. Anyway, so that's one piece of housekeeping. Murph, hang with me a second. So here, hang on, I'm sorry. Sorry, Gene says we need some CLS NBC suits. Man, brother, I hope you are so wrong. I hope you're wrong that we don't need NBC suits, but yeah, good joke. Love the color combo. Thanks, Tennessee. And then she's saying it will shrink in length. It has not shrunk in any dimension so far, and I've washed it 4 times in a week. So I've worn it, washed it, worn it, washed it, worn it, washed it. It is holding up really freaking nicely. Not a single stitch is showing signs of coming apart. And, you know, I mean, I make handcrafted high quality gear, so I'm kind of an asshole about that. So it's really looking good. Big Vis saying, yeah, you're going to be visible in this. Well, that's just it. You know, so up here in northern Minnesota, and maybe why I like orange, because you probably should be wearing orange half the time, because there unfortunately are idiots coming up. Tennessee hot dryer. That is correct. And I normally don't wash or dry in hot or wash in hot. I'm a guy, so I just do everything in cold, you know, because that's how I just roll. But I've been actually doing this, trying to shrink it, is what I'm getting at, Tennessee. And it has held up, and it hasn't bled over to other colors. So I'm really impressed, and that's why I'm going to stick with these guys. So on that note, just a little bit more housekeeping. Then I got to get here. I'm going to bring Murph up right now so he can join in the last bit of housekeeping. You guys all saw the hoodie. So again, stay tuned. We got the hoodies coming up. Hey, Murph, before I do the housekeeping, you got a big smile on your face. Everybody's seen you, but you know the deal. Say hi, give everybody a little bit of your background, and then, if you don't mind, bear with me for just a tad more housekeeping, and then let's just kick it right into the charity auction, my good man.
Yeah, sure, man. Sounds good. Well, I'm Murph. I've been on before, so if you don't know me, go back and watch one of those. I don't know. There's not much to say, but I'm here, and I'm here from behalf of the Young Marines today. So, well, just in general on friendship and to talk, but also to talk about the Young Marines, right?
Hey, I just wanted to say this to you kind of personally. You know, I know we just talked on the phone a couple of days ago, but for some reason, I'm like, man, I haven't talked to Murph forever and a day. It seems like, I'm like, where's Murphy, man? You know, you've been so busy with all the stuff you do. I mean, like, it just seems like I haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, because I missed your message earlier. I was like, oh, cool. I'll answer it in a second. I was trying to catch a nap. I did a lot of running today, and I come back home. I'm like, I'm going to catch a nap real quick. And then I hear your message. Hey, we're going live in a minute. And I swear I thought you were 2 hours. And I was like, cool, no problem. And I was like, oh, no, it's now. So I freaked out. So I'm sorry. I'm kind of just coming out of my napping stupor.
So just for the record, I got to give Murph some shit here before we finish the other housekeeping. Murph sent me a personal photo of back in the day when he was a cool guy out there, you know, eating crayons. And I just want to throw at him, like, you don't understand time zones, brother. I mean, like, come on, man.
No.
Or you just understand 240 Bravos, right? Like,
yeah. Well, it was a golf. It was a golf.
You don't know the difference between Eastern and Central time.
Yeah, we were rocking golfs. But no, I don't. I swear, I always thought I always thought it was 17, and then it was 19 my time, and I looked and I'm like, it's 16. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just out of memory, I screwed up.
This is why we need to help these young Marines on their journey to Pearl, because they just can't think, like the math is too hard. So we're going to have
and also you see who's going with them. I'm an adult chaperone. I'm going with them. So they need all the help they can get.
Damn right. They probably need help from you.
Is my camera okay, or do you want me to flip it the other way?
Oh no, you're fine. I don't.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, we can all see you, and
it's got the blacked out things on either side of me, so I wasn't sure.
Well, that hides the beer fridge, so people just can't see that you got a beer fridge right next to you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So you got to keep it PG-13, brother. PG-13.
Yeah. This is a energy drink. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. Hey, so as we get ready, as we're about to do the charity auction and talk about it, and I'm going to show off the ruck again. Murph, and I'm gonna, as I do this housekeeping, the last thing I bring up is gonna be, because if I have enough of the frog skin, we're gonna make one of these new products in frog skin too. And while you get one, and then we'll figure out if we do this. But anyway, so hey, boys and girls, couple things. So I'm starting to work on the website in preparation for opening up next week. And look, and here's just some harsh realities. I still don't have the new Rager Green webbing. So, and we're almost ready with the hoodies. Matter of fact, I should have that kind of figured out by the end of the week, how to get that onto the website. Well, here, and I'll just say this about the hoodie. So the hoodie, it's not quite $100 to me on my cost. That company is recommending an MSRP of $149. I've mentioned this before. We're not going to do that. We're going to just probably do like $125. I'll be inside of their system trying to make it coordinate with my website here this weekend. But I will just say this in the spirit of charity. So Blackbeard, aka Steven, who really helped out with the designs, really good friend, great human being. He and I were talking about this, and what we're going to do for at least the first month is we're not going to make even that $25 in profits. Whatever hoodies we sell, we're going to take that $25 and we're going to donate it down to the disaster relief for the Southeast, for those areas that really just got slammed. Especially, Tennessee, North Carolina, that got really hit hard because our government isn't doing shit to help people out. Hey, here's $750. Go fuck yourself. That's basically what our government just said. So we're going to take all of our limited profits from the hoodies for the first 30 days at least, and we're going to donate that. And there's two things I'm looking at. Well, Donald Trump, and you don't have to love him. I don't care about your politics. But he's doing more to make, to help people right now than our government is. And he set up a GoFundMe, but then there's also another charity. It's a little bit more on the religious side, but it works with me. And I'm just drawing a blank right now. It's Samaritans United, I think it's called, off the top of my head. So, but anyway, one of those things, that's where we'll take all the proceeds from the hoodies for the first 30 days, and we'll donate it so it gets into the hands of people down there who really need it. Because our government's pulling another, Hawaii situation where they're turning away assistance and aid from fellow citizens. Something's fishy about that. Something's just not right. But so that's one thing we're going to do on the hoodies. Second thing, just letting you know about the website going forward. So this is a KDC. That's a Nemesis camo. We're not going to offer KDCs for sale going forward. What I'm just going to do is, and I don't have the scheme and maneuver yet, whether it's orders over 250 or orders over 400, but we're just going to give this away based on whatever your order amount is. And so like if you ordered everything in Nemesis or Woodland or Ranger Green, whatever your color combo is, I'm just going to throw one of these guys in there going forward. We have almost zero profits. I might make like $1 or $2 off of these things. So we're just like, screw it. We're not even going to sell them. We're just going to give them away to good people going forward. So just stay tuned on that. Or if you're wondering why the KDCs aren't on the website, because I'm just not going to make them for sale anymore. The other thing, I did this the last time, and we're committed to this, and this will make a little bit more sense. We're turning the utility pouch on the 90-degree angle. So it's now on that horizontal. Jack from Black Scout Survival, he's got a great customer base, but he's also got that new tin and it's a little bit larger and it fits perfectly in here. And you can still get a flashlight or a lighter or gloves. And, you still have even a little bit of room on there. So we're going to do that. And then my last announcement before we get over to Murph and the real deal, I got to give a huge shout out. He's on Instagram as Valley Reb. Great guy. He does a lot of reenactment, 1700s. He's great, very good photographer, and he shares a lot of information too. So just, if you don't know him on Instagram, go check him out. Valley Reb. Matter of fact, maybe I'll put we got the Poochie. But maybe I'll put up Valley Reb's thing here in a second as a comment so everybody can see it. But a few months ago, Valley Reb had a picture with a piece of gear, and then he had a piece of my gear on it. And, I know him, I talked to him and stuff, and I'm like, dude, what the hell is it? That's really badass. And he had basically taken an old, and here's what he sent them to me. So this is a World War II and a World War I version. These were food bags, right? This is what the soldiers would have their tins and their food in at that time. So I'm just calling it the meat bag. And we just finished prototyping one today. And it's, so kind of with the legacy camo and the frog skin and the nemesis and all that stuff. I'm already really loving the prototype we just did. We should, and when we open up, we'll have it. I might have shitty pictures that I have to take until I get them over to a real photographer, Alex Messenger Photography. But we'll actually have this bad boy ready to go too. And I think you're gonna like it. So next week I should have one or two to show off during next week's live stream. And I guess I'm just gonna save that until then. But based, again, this whole legacy based on World War I, World War II. It's what the guys carried their food in, their rations. Me, it's a little bit of an homage to Bender from Futurama meat bags, and that just makes sense. And we've already put a whole bunch of stuff, and and we got the first working prototype done today. So pretty effing cool. So stay tuned to that. All right, Murph, before I bring you on, let's start talking the auction. Let me just get caught up on comments here. I think this is where I left off. No, I think I left off with Gene. Orange for me. Okay. Yeah. Well, you'll be able, you do you, right? We'll have a couple options. And I think, and I don't know for a fact, Gene, but I'm pretty sure that you should be able to pick your color options as well. But if not, then these will be the designs. This one in orange with the blue, the one in a dark swampy green with just the logo, and then the black one with the original logo with the Keep Thinking Never Quit on the back side of it. So just stay tuned. I'll have more by next week. Tennessee, have I missed contributing the auction? No, that's what this episode's for, this live stream. We're about to announce the auction here in a second. Once I shut my pie hole, let Murph start talking here. Jeez, Murph, what, God, would you just quit talking so much?
You may regret that, by the way.
All right, Gene also saying M&M in the house, Mark and Murph. I like that. That's pretty good, M&M. Big Visk, I'm in North Carolina. The government here to help, stopping actual help from getting in. Big Visk, I would love to have you on or leave some comments because that's all I've been hearing. And I don't know if you guys, anybody follows, her name is Really Graceful over on YouTube. And she just had a thing out, and like, there's already just way too many eyebrow raising, head scratching, what the F's going on, threatening to arrest people for trying to help. And there's something weird going on. Our government is clearly not trying to actually help the people. And what an insult. $750. And talking about it like you're doing somebody a favor. How many billions of dollars have we given to Ukraine? And and our own people are suffering right now. And you're going to like, here's $750. People have lost their fucking houses, their livelihood, their livestock. Yeah, it's freaking embarrassing. Sorry. I want to keep it positive. Gene from across the pond, is that your KDC? No, Gene, it isn't. This one's mine. But if you sweet talk me, maybe I can make one for you. Dude. Hi, Gene. I'm a KDC in Nemesis. All right. I don't know what that meant. Sorry, I won't do that again. Tennessee. Is Trump's GoFundMe legit? Yes, it is legit. I actually did the research on it this morning. And it's also legit because mainstream media is trying to say he's just doing it for politics. Yeah, I guess when the guy who's a billionaire or whatever can actually raise more money and get more assistance than the federal government, well, then you might as well just criticize them. I guess that's how we roll. But that's how I'm kind of like saying it's legit. And on GoFundMe, it is legit. But if you actually just Google it, and Google's a horrible, just like ScrewTube, you will get a lot of negative stuff, but go right over to GoFundMe. That's where I did. And it's a legitimate thing, and it's vouched for in the whole 9 yards. So Tennessee, that's a nice little gift on the KDC. Yeah, I think that'll just be a nice way of saying thanks to people, long time, purchasers or new purchasers, or, a dollar amount. I don't have it all figured out yet, so just stay tuned. But yeah, that's what we're doing. And then we got Cool TV over here, which I believe is from the UK. Shalom, Mark, looking great. Yeah, this is from David overseas. We should have a phone chat soon about my upcoming GTU canteen carrying system. Hey, if you shoot me an email with your phone number, I call overseas all the time. Ich kann auf Deutsch gesprochen. In diesem Moment, here, I'll just switch, he olvidado mucho en español. So mi español es más o menos, it's okay. It's passable, but I think you and I should be able to talk in English, although my English is really bad unless I'm having a beer. But yeah, if you want to give me a holler, that's fine. Otherwise, we'll be opening up next week, and the system's going to be the system, and we'll just kind of be tweaking it as we go. Lily G, no idea, but thanks, Lily G, for joining. I've never seen your name before. My conspiracy self thinks they see an advantage to homeless. That is what some people are talking about, just like Hawaii. Gene, just like the UK, you will own nothing and be happy eating bugs. Goddamn asshats. You are 100% correct, sir. Sure looks like that's what's happening in the world right now. Big Visk. At first, before the government setup help was getting in, as government sets up, they are turning people away. Yep, that's what I've been hearing. Threats of arrest. Dude, I've even seen videos of them threatening to arrest people trying to help. Confiscating people's stuff. It's the same thing that we saw in Hawaii. WTF. What the F is going on here? Tennessee, breathe. Just breathe. Yeah, okay, yeah, I got it. All right, slow down and take a breath. Roger, Tennessee. All right, enough of that anyway. Well, that's another kind of conversation and topic, and we want to have some fun here and talk about something that's, well, I personally am a big fan of, believer, because I think this is going to be like an important moment in the lives of these kids if they're able to pull it off. So on that note, let me shut my pie hole. And Murphy, if you don't mind, why don't you just tell everybody about the Seymour Young Marines, what it is that they're trying to do. By the way, I uploaded that flyer onto the website. Oh, yeah, so people will at least be able to see that as though it's a picture. So I at least got that up there. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that, because we how it is. We've tried where everybody's running in circles, and we've tried to get links and things, and it's it's 100% legit. I mean, we trust me, we're getting the money in from different people in different places, but this, to try to wrangle this and make this like work across the board nationally, is just blowing people's minds right now. So you want to know about the Young Marines first of all, right? Yeah, that sounds like a good place to start. Let's start at the beginning of the chapter. I should have had my daughter on. She could have gave you her elevator speech. Like, they have to learn an elevator speech, and it's part of what so I'll start by saying this. It's a 501c3, right? So they are they're not running, it's not a for-profit and all that kind of stuff. Everything, they get some funding from the government. I think Congress, I believe, like allots them X amount nationally. So all that money trickles down. It really doesn't account for much when it comes to the big stuff like this. But it's ages 8 to 18, boys, girls, everybody in between. It's a really great organization, and it's not a pipeline for the military. It's kind of, you could kind of liken it to the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts or whatever, but with a Marine Corps kind of flavor to it. And it's not a pipeline to the military. It's not setting them up for the military. It's giving them leadership and discipline. And it's also drug demand reduction. So it's all about trying to keep kids off drugs, educate them about fentanyl, the dangers of getting, down the wrong path. It's kind of like have a cross between, I guess, like ROTC, maybe, Boy Scouts, and DARE, if you remember DARE. I don't even know if they still do that. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, so it's kind of a cross between all those things, but it's ages 18. My daughter got into it. It was the only thing she has consistently come back for. She loves it. I think she likes wearing the uniform, honestly, and I think she's changed her mind again. She doesn't want to join the military. So And it's kind of like Boy Scouts. If you get to a certain level in Boy Scouts, you get the Eagle Scout, right? You go into boot camp, they bump you up to like PFC or something, or E2 or whatever. And you and I both know that really equates to like $20 extra a check, but $20 is still a case of beer, you know.
Hey, when I was a PFC and an E4, that was a lot of money, man. That was a lot of money.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I came out of boot camp with E2 because I was, I think I'd recruited a couple people or something. So yeah, so it's a great organization. It's our unit especially is ran by a great individual that's a alumni, I guess. He's been in it since he was 8 years old, and his dad used to be the unit leader. He took over, and now he went to the Marine Corps. He went to the Marine Reserves, I think. He came back, and then he took over the unit, and he does a phenomenal job on top of balancing a family. You know, he's a small business owner, and he's got a million things going on, and he still shows up every weekend for these kids and gives it 110%. So I'm glad she found this unit, especially, but just the Young Marines in general is an amazing group.
And I love how you described it because, you know, as I've done my own research and if you shared things with me, I think that's how I would have summed it up. And, you know, and I don't know if DARE is still around, but with the drug reduction, that's the DARE side. And it's not really a Marine Corps. It's kind of a junior ROTC. It's kind of a Scouts, you know, just, you know, it just seems like it's a good platform for kids to try to keep their heads on straight and you know, and figure out. And if any of them join the Marines or join the military afterwards, I mean, you know, no harm, no foul. But as you kind of said, that's not really their focus. And in a couple minutes, I'll actually share everybody. I'll bring up the website. And like I said, Murph sent me one of their flyers. And so for the charity auction, you'll be able to see a couple different pictures. One of the pictures, the flyer. I have a link to one of their like their main web page. There's, you know, and then on the flyer, there's a QR code you can scan on their web page. There's a link you can, you know, click if you want to make just a different contribution, but you get to read a little bit more about what it is that they're trying to accomplish. And I think you summed it up pretty damn nicely. It's you know, we need more of that stuff. Honestly, I really think.
Well, no, I agree. Thank you. Cause I honestly struggle with it because I don't want to cheapen it. And in my way, I boil things down. I do a lot of rendering of things. Like I go, oh, this is basically that. Cool. And I don't mean to, you know, degrade it or anything in any certain way. I know people have certain feelings about the Boy Scouts. I know people think that DARE is probably outdated or whatever your hangups are. I don't mean to tie any of that to the Young Marines. It's an amazing organization, and I'll probably support them to the day I die now, whether my kid's in it or not, because they've done phenomenal for her. I mean, with her confidence, with her just, man, to hear this, she gave a TED talk. Okay. And it's on the TEDx channel on YouTube. She gave a TED talk and had no problem getting up in front of hundreds of people at this pavilion doing it and just like it was nothing. So, I mean, they do really great things. And I've seen a lot of kids come out of their shells and you don't know what some of these kids go into, right? Some of these kids come from homes that, who knows? I mean, not just here, I'm saying just in general. And you go into a place like this where everybody feels like family, they foster you and kind of get you better off in life. And then you just totally see that kid like blossom.
Yeah, no, and I don't want to sound biased, but you know, so as I kind of said at the beginning, you know, it seems like I hadn't talked to Murphy in a long time, but we just talked a couple days ago. But you know, everybody's busy. But whenever and it doesn't happen all the time, but there's times where I'm talking to Murphy and his daughter's around, and just as a complete outsider, and again, not blowing sunshine up Murphy's fourth point of contact, you can just hear the confidence in her voice.
Yeah.
You can,
yeah.
You just get the sense that this kid's got her shit on tight, you know, her shit's, you know, wired tight and she's squared away. So if that organization helps young men and women develop that way, well, then that's worth supporting because, you know, I know a lot of other young people and they won't even look in the eye to, you know, they don't know courtesies. They don't know how to talk to people, you know, so just even this, how to interact with society and that TED talk thing you said right there, you know, in the elevator speech, how it's getting kids to start meeting reality face on and having the skills and the confidence, you know, because confidence comes from those skills to be able to do so. I think that's pretty impressive, honestly.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate that. She's a great kid and she's, like I said, come a long way. And I mean, just little things they do, like when they do promotion boards, kind of like you or I would have set through in the military. You'll do a promotion board. And I think it's once it gets to a certain rank, it's like, E4 because it's ranked kind of similarly to the Marine Corps. But it's ranked in a way that it's like once you get like E3 and you're going to E4, you're going to corporal, then you start sitting on promotion boards. And I might be wrong on that. So if somebody's watching this from there, I'm sorry, but I think it's E4. You start doing it and you'll see these kids come in, and some of them are so little when they're trying to get promoted. You're just like, you got to remember at the end of the day, they're kids, right? Like some of these kids will totally disarm you in the way they carry themselves. And you'll be like, dude, how did you not know that? And it's like, oh yeah, because you're like 12. Like, you know, sometimes you forget that because they wear the uniform and they'll like really, you know, stand up with some pride and announce themselves. But even these promotion boards are designed in a way that they're setting them up for in the future, going into a job interview. And like you said, as I'm really horrible about doing on here, eye contact, right? These kids will go into there with eye contact and they'll look you in the eye. They'll shake everybody's hand on the way out, and it's yes sir, no sir type thing. And I got to see my daughter do it recently at a diner we went to, and somebody came from the kitchen and said, "Hey, can we bring a kid out to talk to you?" And I didn't know who she was talking to, and she said, "You know, your daughter here." And I said, "Yeah, go ahead." This kid comes out. She sent her little he was a kid in the kitchen basically. He was helping out, but his family owns a restaurant. I didn't know this. And he just said, "Hey," he said, "I'm such and such," and she popped up. I mean, like she was being called to God, right? Just popped up, stuck out her hand. "Young Marine Staff Sergeant Murphy, nice to meet you," da, 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 and started giving him the whole spiel. And I was like, bro, like, holy shit. Like, that's one of the biggest things that could like warm a father's heart, is seeing his kid like just doing something that makes him so proud, you know? And it's not something I've done to her. It's something Young Marines have done to her in that way.
Right on. Hey, just a couple comments on that real quickly to share. Gene saying, wholesome pursuits make wholesome men and women. Amen, brother.
Indeed.
And then we got Tennessee chiming in here with a safe place to belong as they find themselves. These are tough years and tough times. I think it's awesome to have, excuse me, I think it's awesome to have something they can be proud of. Their own tribe makes a difference. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And then something about never belonged to anything big stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, no, good. Really, it's a really good cause. You know, and I know, you know, there's all kinds of other things going on in the world, you know, but we can't forget these other worthy pursuits. And at the end of the day, these are kids.
Yeah.
These are kids who are striving to be better. And, you know, and well, Murphy, maybe you just want to go into it. This isn't some fun vacation. I've seen the itinerary. Like, you know, Murph and I have talked about this. Yeah. You want to talk about that? This isn't like, oh, we're raising money for a bunch of kids to go to Hawaii. I mean, yeah, they are going to Hawaii and they'll be there for Pearl Harbor celebrations. But Murph, you want to tell them the rest?
Okay. All right. Let me preface this by saying, and I take a lot of heat for this, I hate beaches. Okay. I hate beaches. I have zero use for the ocean as far as like for, you know, fun and sun type stuff. I'm not that guy. I'm not a leisure by the sand kind of guy. I prefer the mountains. And I don't like flying anymore. So I'm going to fly to this surrounded by the ocean on an island and beaches because I want to see these kids have a great time. And I want to see the educational opportunity it provides work for them. So this is definitely not fun in the sun types. I mean, they're going to be fun. Trust me, they're going to have a lot of fun, but it's not a vacation. I think I've told you before. Most people hear that they're going for like basically a week, right, to Hawaii, and they think, well, I could use a week in Hawaii. Yeah, so could we all. But this isn't just to hang out, put your toes in the sand, and read a book. I mean, they're doing service projects. I'm looking at it here because I don't have the itinerary, but I've got, you know, they're doing a beach cleanup day. They're doing the Remembrance Day parade, and this is a national thing. Some units go every year. This unit has never been. So they've never been to Hawaii. This is our first foray into kind of trying to get them there. And Sean announced it last year, the unit commander. He said, hey, I think we're going to take the kids to Hawaii. We're going to put all our efforts into that this year. So all our fundraising we normally do and encampments, and sometimes we go to Michigan and take these kids up there and we drive them with a rented van and things. And he said, I think we're going to fly them. So his rest of his staff, I'm not this part of the staff, but the financer and the financier, or however you say it, the lady that runs the finances, the books. I don't want to say the bookie because that sounds mobbish, but yeah. So Heather is doing that. She's figuring out ways to her and Sean's wife is kind of our admin, kind of, she keeps everything in order for us. And they said, hey, we're going to do the Airbnb thing to make it as cheap as we can. We're not doing a hotel. We'll do an Airbnb to make it feel a little more like home for some of these kids. Some of these kids have never left Indiana. They've never spent time away from their parents. And this is going to be their first trip, is Hawaii, away from their parents. That's definitely leaving Indiana. And we're, like I said, doing a beach cleanup, the wreath laying ceremony at the Punch Bowl, which I don't know what that is. The National Young Marine hike is a big deal. And just going to visit some of Pearl Harbor's museums. And I'll tell you, I've been to Hawaii 3 times with military. And I think it's 3 times. And I always found the first bar that was closest to the ship that I could get off of and just settled in there. So I have never seen the Pearl Harbor Memorial. The stuff these kids are going to see, I have no idea. I'm going to be seeing it for the first time too. So I'm really excited to see what they get into there. And all these kids are definitely worthy of going. They're all great.
Hopefully they don't get into the first bar with you.
I will not be allowed to drink while I'm there because I'm staff at that point. Okay. I won't be doing any of that kind of stuff. But it's going to be a good time, man. It's honestly, like I said, there's a lot of these kids that do have reverence for a lot of history. They're going into it with the right frame of mind, and they've been talked to several times about what this means. This is not, hey, we're going to go play in the ocean. Beach cleanup, that's probably about as close as some of you guys are going to get to the ocean until the day's over and we go out that evening and hang out on the beach. Then we go back for the night and we're done. But that money, the money that we're trying to raise goes towards, like I said, Airbnb, airfare, all the meals for these kids the whole time. It's all going to be like a catered type thing. We're taking care of that. We're getting that all set up. And to be fair, we've kind of paid for it, but now we're paying back on it. So it's funded. The tickets have been purchased. The Airbnb is, it's set up, it's done. There's just a lot of that kind of stuff that's what this money's going towards. It's going to airfare and Airbnb and our shuttle that we have to rent to get us around the island while we're there. It's not, nobody's getting fun coupons. They're not getting money to go to the gift shops and hang out or, drink Mai Tais or Shirley Temples or whatever kids drink, I guess. Shirley Temples probably. But we're going to be going probably to a luau at some point to give these kids a little taste of that. And I'm hoping that I know some Marines that are still stationed in Hawaii, and maybe I can get some of them to kind of come talk.
Well, and that would be really cool. But so on that note, let's go into what we're trying to raise here. So we got the new ruck coming out. So when we open up next week, we'll have the ruck on there. That's the appointment only side. So this ruck I'm about to show off, I mean, this is the one of the kind. We're not going to make, and this is kind of funny, Murph. I actually kind of starting to try to get back into some social media as recovery, but I had somebody direct message me. They must have seen last week's live stream or last week's video, and they wanted to buy one of these. And I'm like, yeah, sorry, this is one of a kind. If you want a chance at it, you got to get over here on the charity auction. So we're trying to raise $500, to help. And that's a small amount of money going towards their overall goal and what they need to pull this off. But, I just think, again, here, I'll just show it off. Again, it's one of a kind in homage to the United States Marine Corps. It's our new rucksack, new product, and it's in the frog skin camo. Yeah, and this isn't heavy. It's just full of like whoobies right now because I can't lift more than a gallon of milk.
Oh, you're in drill instructor mode. You make it look like it's full, but really it's got an isomat with a giant bag of ruffles and a pillow in there.
And maybe some lickies and chewies or something like that.
Oh yeah. That's what I figured. Yeah.
Well, dude, I can't lift more than fucking 10 pounds right now, man. Don't try.
Some surgery excuse. I forgot. Yeah.
So here it is.
Some people will do anything to get out of work.
I'm a small business owner. I'm not even supposed to be working. I'm still working like 8-hour days, and I'm supposed to be like resting and recuperating. Sure. But anyway, you will have more pictures of the ruck on the website. But this is the ruck. This is frog skin. This is what the charity auction is going to encounter. And it's one of a kind. We're not going to, you should never say never, but I don't have any intention of making another rucksack in frog skin. So, thanks for the guy who reached out and said, hey, I really like that. Well, hopefully you're watching this live stream and you got a chance to bid on it. So here we go. real quickly, just some comments. This just came rolling in. Hunter 1776. Hey, Mark, first time live. Hey, Hunter, thanks for making it. Love your gear. Looking forward to owning my first mod deuce. We'll be donating to the cause. Well, donations are a chance to win, and I'll go over that in a second. Tennessee, easy peasy. We can raise 500. I hope you're effing right, Tennessee. Awesome ruck. And then she's saying to Jean, that one's hers, Jean. Well, you know what? It all depends on what tickets you purchase. And on that note, so we're going to try to raise $500. We're at 40 minutes. And what I'm going to do for you guys and you guys only. So I set this up on the website today for anyone watching live. And look, you do you. Maybe you just want to get a ruck in a different color. But here's how this is going to work. We did it with the other charity auction that I did a couple months ago for a readiness training group. So I'm just going to offer tickets on the website. You can get a max. They're $10 a ticket, and there's only 50 tickets, and every person can, you can get one and a max of 5 tickets. But if you bought 5 tickets, do the math, right? That's a 1 in 10 chance of winning. Those are pretty damn good Vegas odds right there. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to disappear for a second, but you guys can see me, but I'm doing something else. I'm over on my website right now, and I just made the charity auction live. So for everybody watching the live stream, you guys, let me just confirm this. Let me actually go to the website too. You guys right now have the first chance to get in on it. Yep, there you go. When you go to charity auction, you'll see some pictures. You just click on one of them. That'll take you right over. Yep, it's set up. Minimum purchase 1 unit, maximum purchase 5 units. You can add them, pick your number of tickets. And then I'll come back over here so I can see us again. And then Murph and I, Murph was really kind, and Steven, the guy running the show. So what we're going to do is, so right now it's open for you guys watching live. If you want to get in and get some tickets early, you do you, right? That's just a way to say thank you for everybody watching the live stream. Once we're done with the live, I'll shut that down and I won't open it back up again until tomorrow for the, everybody else. We'll open up the, Gen Pop sales tomorrow. And then Murph and I, Murph kind of did the coordination here. So on Saturday, the 12th of October, so that's not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, that's one of their drill weekends. That's when all the kids are together, and we'll take the tickets. So if you don't look at your order number, we're just going to start off, the first order that comes in. And if you buy 5 tickets, well, your number's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then so on and so forth until we get all 50 tickets sold. And then on Saturday, the 12th, Murph will be at the Young Marines at their drill. The kids will be there. I don't know how many we'll be able to get in, might be a little bit limited on the technology, but then we'll do like the random number generator off of the phone. We'll pick out whoever it is. We'll do the announcement just like we did last time, but it'll be Murph and the kids making the announcement. Murph, we're still on track with that? Is that still going to work?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem because all I'm getting is the numbers, right? I won't have names attached to the numbers. So if I do the number generator, I hit it, I'll say number whatever. And I don't even want to say it because I know if I say a random number and it comes up, it looks rigged. But whatever number comes up, I'm just going to say the number and you'll know who it is at this point.
Yeah. And then just hold the phone out there,
Gotcha.
And that's what I had all the stack of those orders, and then you said let's just make it up. Number, whatever it is, right? Again, don't want to jinx anything. So whatever that number is, then I'll just go through all the orders and see who that individual is. And yep, there you are, Susie or Tommy, winner, chicken dinner. We already got some people talking smack about who's going to win. Oh, and then Hunter just said he already bought tickets. Well, there you go.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, and exactly. Thank you, Hunter. And I wanted to find a way to, again, you don't have to do it, right? It's a charity thing, but I wanted to treat everybody here on the live stream, give you guys a chance to get tickets. 50 tickets, knock on wood, as Tennessee says, ain't going to last very long. The last charity auction we did, those tickets were gone in 48 hours. So we'll have it up there tomorrow. And, some people won't see it and whatever. Oh, and then on that note, so these are the tickets going through me. PayPal takes a percentage. I will, so $500 worth is really only $460 or whatever after PayPal, but I'll kick in the rest to bring it back up to $500. So it's a straight up $500 contribution over to the Seymour Young Marines. And then where was I going with that? I had a different thought on that. What was I trying to say? About the money, the orders. Oh, well, I don't know. But then whoever is the winner, then obviously, you know, I've got this ready and it's got a sternum strap just in case you do want a sternum strap. That's going to be an add-on because not everybody.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, not everybody wants a sternum strap. Matter of fact, Murph, I think I still owe you a sternum strap. But that'll just be in there. And if you like it, you know, use it. And if you don't like sternum straps, you know, just, I don't know, figure something else with it. But Big Visc here. I just got to say this. Tennessee just said, I'm in. Gene just said, I did too as you were speaking. Learn me something, just got 5. Holy shit, guys.
Damn, guys.
Big Visc making a joke, but you might be not wrong. Big Visc saying you might sell out now. And then Gene, donations. Yeah. So that's, thank you, Gene. That's what I was trying to say. So Murph, you want to talk about that? So this is just what we're raising, but everybody can still, if you're so inclined, and that's what, you know, on the website. So if you're at the website, there's a link down below where you can see their main page and you can go, but then that flyer, you can scan that QR code with your phone. You should be able to off of that flyer. And then that takes you to another one of their donation pages. Is that correct, Murph, or did I just miss
that? No, you're good. So that is our direct Venmo. Okay. Or not our direct, but it's the unit commander's direct Venmo for the unit. Like he set it up just for that unit. He doesn't get personal stuff. It's just him. And that's the only way we could kind of figure out how to do it. But this is the flyer basically you'll be looking for, and the QR code will be right down there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I posted on the website.
And so if you're not, I did it this way earlier because I have the flyer, but I was checking to make sure somebody that doesn't have the physical flyer, you can either print it off and scan it that way, or you can just download it as a PDF or a image, and then Google Lens it or whatever Apple has. You can lens it and then click it on that QR and it'll bring it right up. And then it's just all it is put the money in, done. Like you don't have to register, you don't have to put your name in there, nothing. As long as you have Venmo, it goes through Venmo.
Yeah, well, I think that's pretty slick. So one more time, the one and only. Got webbing on the top. You can't really see it because it's frog skin. And I'm here to tell you, Murph might want to tell the story on this. This wasn't easy to find, you know, and it's not cheap. I mean, these guys, I don't want to say who they are, and I'm not saying I'm throwing them under the bus, but they're the only people who have it. So they're charging a premium for it. But dude, it does look really freaking sweet, you know, all in the frog skin webbing and the Kadura, you know, shoulder straps, adjustable shoulder straps. And if you haven't, and I'll do another video, but this also, the shoulder straps can completely come off. And then there's webbing back here if you wanted to mount it to your plate carrier. So then you could have it on your plate carrier. There's webbing on both sides so you can mount things. There's a tie down little thing here where you can grab or adjust. There's tie downs on the bottom. There's a tie down on the top. You know, I'm not going to go into a whole hell of a lot more. Just go see our previous videos on the ruck. I mean, nothing's changed since we came up with the concept, but I really like the way this bad boy looks, and somebody's going to be, you know, the one and only, right? So hopefully we see you auction it 10 years later for $100,000 on, you know, on some, you know, something. So
dude, I'm jealous of whoever gets it because I've got a fanny pack in that configuration or that pattern, and I love it. It's cool. I mean, I've got the you know, it used to be reversible. For anybody who doesn't know, we were talking about legacy camos. It used to be reversible, one side beach side, one side jungle side. And I don't know if the Marine Corps actually thought that Marines in the Pacific were going to, you know, hit the beach and then all of a sudden like switch out, turn their trousers inside out and go hit the jungle, or if it was like, hey, when you get time. I don't know, but you were doing good if I ever changed my socks. I mean, I don't know who the hell had time to do that kind of stuff. But
I mean, you didn't change your socks. You're not an infantryman. Man.
I mean, I am. I carried the extra pair of socks. I just always didn't change them. I was horrible at that. But yeah, no, it's a good pattern. It's you know, they used to call it duck hunter, or like you said, frog skin, or I started calling it island hopper, panty dropper. But you know, we shouldn't label it as such for the young Marines because that's you know, probably not appropriate.
Once we're done with the meat bag, I do have a little bit of this frog skin left, and I was going to do a Christmas present for you anyway. I just wasn't sure.
Oh,
but if I have enough, and once we're done with the meat bag, which hopefully will be early to middle of next week, I'm gonna, I guess I'm telling you your Christmas present ahead of time. But if I have enough material, I am gonna make you something out of the frog skin I have left over.
okay.
If I can do one of the meat bags in it, because I think you'll like that pouch a lot. So just stay tuned on that.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We got a couple comments here. I think we left off with Big Vis saying you might sell out. No, we left off with Gene reminding me in my fragile little state that I was talking about donations, how you can just keep giving donations. Looks like Tennessee bought 5. Holy shit.
That's what it was. Did you talk about the donations themselves?
No, that's what you were kind of saying with the, again, the QR code.
Yeah.
And the Venmo.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, do you want to add to that before we go?
Well, I was listening, but I have a habit of like getting into my own head and thinking of what I want to say in response to it, and I just totally fucking forgot.
You're probably thinking about the socks that you needed to change. And
I do need to change them. It's been years. I've been out of the military for years, and I still haven't changed these freaking socks. No, but I mean, so before I forget, the Young Marines still have $12,000 left to raise to get them to their goal, and they had a $56,000 goal total. So they have 12,000 left between now and December. And this is going to help tremendously. So again, everybody involved, Mark, you especially, thank you. These kids will appreciate it. My daughter will appreciate it. I will greatly appreciate it. It's going to help out tremendously for these kids.
Well, it's my pleasure to try to help out with this. And, you're a great person. So anything I can do to help with, what you and your family and the people around you are doing. And again, I fell in love with the program once you started talking to me a little bit about it. So, and, the other thing, and not to try to be like, a negative black pilled type of person right now, but there's so much negative shit going on in the world. This is a nice thing to do. Let's try to find a way to put a smile and a ray of sunshine in somebody's rucksack as opposed to stressed rocks. So, Snowshoe Dave saying he got his tickets. So again, that's pretty good. Tennessee talking about the ruck. That's nice. Gene's tadpole, I think sounds. I actually like that. Yeah, tadpole camo. That's
probably a little better, right? For their Young Marines. It's not the Marines. So yeah, tadpole. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. But then Gene's giving you shit. He's like, "Hey, Murph, swamp feet." You're like, "What the hell, man? Change your socks, bro."
Yeah. Hey, man. I dust them out occasionally and air them out, but why would you change your socks, man? You got to become one with your environment.
Why would you? And then we got Zulu Inc. And then he's just giving the big rocker. So I think that's saying he thinks it rocks. All right. Thank you, Zulu, for joining live here. Hey,
my kid heard she heard the tadpole camo. She liked it.
She liked the tadpole?
Yeah, she liked it when she heard it.
You want to put her on the spot? Does she got anything she wants to add to the
Seymour Young Marines? You got anything you want to add to this? To the live stream. I'm on live right now. Do you have anything you want to add to it? There's like 70,000 people watching.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. There's like 10 people watching. Do you want to say anything? I don't know. Is there 10, 12?
I don't know. The number's never true. It says 14, but I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who knows?
What do you want to say?
Very awesome that he's doing this for us. I really appreciate it on behalf of the Young Marines.
She said it's very awesome that you're doing this. She thanks you. And on behalf of the Young Marines, she thanks you.
Yeah.
Do you want to get on camera and say it?
Yeah.
You can. Here, she's coming on. I'm gonna let her have the seat for a minute. She'll be speaking, but I got the speaker on my head. Hey, you got to talk because my headset's right here. So go ahead.
All right. So thank you very much on behalf of the Seymour Young Marines. I greatly appreciate what you're doing, and I can't hear what he's saying because you have.
He's not saying anything. He's listening to you.
Oh, right. I gotta do stuff. I'm busy.
She's got to do stuff. She's busy. So yeah, my kid's got more of a schedule than I do.
Well, it was just a normal, hey, I'm trying to do shit, Dad, and now you're trying to, rope me into a live stream I didn't know about. You're like, come on, brother.
This is a dad's job, okay? To take a kid off guard, make it. Hey, you got to move quick on your feet if you're going to be ready for this life. That's what I'm teaching it.
Don't make me laugh. It hurts. It hurts. All right, hey, let's wrap it up. I think this was. I had a lot of fun. I hope everybody watched and enjoyed. Again, stay tuned. I'm going to have a bunch more information. I might even do another standalone video or two in the next day or two, talking about the ruck, talking about the meat bag. Next Thursday, It'll be just me. We might be open already, or we're going to open already. I'm not 100% sure, but we will definitely be open middle to the end of next week. Going all the way back up real quickly. Give me 1 second here, please.
I didn't realize my lighting was so far off too. So I realized it's like dark in here. Sorry.
Oh, you're doing fine. You're doing good. But I just wanted to say, David, aka Cool TV, yeah, shoot me an email if you want to have a conversation. We can definitely do it. I mean, I call overseas all the time, so not a problem. Tennessee, saying to you, big thanks, Murph. Cool kiddo you got there. And then Gene is obviously drinking because he said great dad and daughter. So Gene must be a little inebriated.
Thank you again.
It is late at night over there. He's from the UK. So
he's what, 6 hours ahead?
Yeah. They're probably.
See, I can do math sometimes.
Yeah, they're probably just walking home from the pub right now, but
probably walking to the pub right now.
Good point. Or from one pub to another. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. I've been there. I get it.
Take us on out. Because I think, on our side, mission accomplished. Hey, we're going to keep the sales going until the sales are done. We just, open it up. Once we're done with the live stream here in a couple minutes, I'm going to turn the sales off. I'll open them back up again tomorrow morning. Whoever watches that video. Yeah, you can be pissed off at me like, oh, why did you? Well, because everybody took the time to watch the live stream. So you got to just reward everyone. And that, if you're going to spend the time coming over here, shit, half the, about every third episode, I give something away,
Yeah.
Not saying, this one's mine, but maybe it does go to somebody, in the future, or a meat bag or something. So anyway, that was just my way of saying thanks to everybody who supports the live stream. But really, this is all about supporting Murphy and the Seymour Young Marines, getting these kids over to Pearl for the Pearl Harbor celebrations this year. We got the one of a kind, not going to be duplicated no matter how much money you offer me. That's what we got in the frog skin or the tadpole camo to one lucky person, winner chicken dinner. And we're going to make that announcement in a special live stream on Saturday the 12th. Murphy, that's what I wasn't 100% sure of. So that'll be Saturday the 12th. Approximately what time are we looking at? I was kind of just saying noon Central Time. Do you have any idea when that might be?
Maybe. Yeah. Well, Eastern. We do Eastern, right? So we know the math now. We start at 9:30 a.m. We stop at 12:30. So our drill runs that long. I mean, if we say, hey, can we push it till 1 p.m. Eastern? I mean, I can get a couple kids to stay over for that at that point for out of drill. It's not a problem. They'll hang out and
how about you and I just work that logistics? We'll either do it at 12 Central or we'll do it at 11 o'clock Central. So we'll either do it at 1300 Eastern or 12 o'clock Eastern. So just
I don't think it'll be a problem.
Yeah. But Murph and I will figure that out. But it will be Saturday, the 12th of October. That's when we'll do the announcement. We'll do the drawing and kick that off. And winner chicken dinner. Best of luck to everybody. All right, Murph, what else you got?
Oh man. Before I forget, it's the Seymour Young Marines. That's our unit, but the Young Marines program is nationwide. So if you know a kid, or, if you got a nephew, a niece, grandson, grandkid, whatever, and you're like, hey, I want my kid, this sounds cool. Where can my kid do this? Go look it up, youngmarines.com or youngmarines.org, I think maybe. And there's a unit locator. It will take you to the closest unit to you, and you can put your kid in there. I cannot recommend this program highly enough. And if I'd have known it existed when I was a kid, I'd have probably been in it, because it started in like 1956, like not long after Korea. They're like, hey, we need something for kids. So I didn't even know this program was that old. I had no idea. But you can do your research on this program. I mean, you'll get like one page of a bunch of Karens that claim that it's a militia or it's pipelining kids to the military. I'm telling you, that is nothing could be further from the truth. It sets these kids up for success. And if that kid chooses that pipeline, that's on them, but they do not push that.
Well, I'm going to start invoking the words of the great Elon Musk going forward in my life. I think it was about 4 or 6 months ago he was doing that interview, and I'm pretty sure he was referencing, I think it was Bob Iger from Disney. Don't sue me if it wasn't you, but he was being interviewed and he was talking, and somebody, Bob, and he just uttered that. And if you don't like it, go. And I'll just say, go F yourself. But I that's my kind of new thing right now. Hey, you know what, dude? If you're mad, like, and you're trying to raise money for these guys, and this is you know what, dude? Go F yourself. Seriously, you know, like, you're trying to raise money for the hurricane, and you don't like, go F yourself. I mean, like, there's a special place. Like, come on, man, grow the F up. So That's all I
Yeah,
got. So, you know,
I'll go similarly, right? Like it's the same thing. It's like, if you don't like it, I don't care. Don't at me. Don't tag me in your shit. I don't care. But you know, back in the day, I know we have talked about this, and I don't think we agree on it, I'm sure, but Howard Stern was a big deal, and people used to say, well, I don't like him, I don't like this, I don't like that. Well, that's cool. There's hundreds of stations that you can choose from. Go somewhere else. You can just keep on tuning. Nobody cares.
Well,
right?
No, we do agree. That's actually my philosophy.
Yeah.
If you don't, then just don't watch it. You don't have to, like, you know, pile on and talk shit. And, like, just move on with life, man. You know, it's too short. So, hey, we got one last good comment coming in. Then I'm going to turn it over to you for final comments, and we'll wrap it up. But we got Gene, and I just got to do it because he's making a reference to where is he over there? Someplace right over there, my little bender. But Gene says he needs a meat bag, blackjack, and hookers, baby. That's a line from Futurama. Tennessee's saying she's about to turn the channel. Turn the channel, man. You know,
turn the channel.
Turn the channel, man.
All right. I need to start. Do I need to start doing the Howard Stern thing? I put the glasses on and record in the studio. My glasses, no matter what. That'll keep you here.
Hey, I got to just do one more shout out here. Hey, Dan, thanks for joining. I hope you saw the live. If you didn't see the live, everybody who's on the live, if you were just new, the charity auction is open up right now for you guys and you guys only. Once we're done with the live stream, I got to render down the video. So I'm going to shut it down at 18:30 Central Time. Dan, you stole my thunder. I was going to throw in the lickies and chewies for you. I just got sidetracked, just making sure you knew that we were doing a charity here. But yeah, lickies and chewies. Yeah, pogie bait. But anyway, just for everybody, my last comment. So, you know, it takes me a couple minutes to render the video and get everything kind of done. So at 18:30 Central Time, I'm going to shut it off, and then I'll open up the charity auction again back in the early, you know, 0001, you know, Friday morning type of thing. And just a huge shout out to everybody. I mean, honestly, I wanted to give you guys an opportunity, but I was totally overwhelmed, and it's really impressive. And just thank you so much. I mean, so many of you guys were already saying that you got tickets. So, I mean, God bless. And that's just awesome. Thanks. So Murph, what do you got?
You know me, I can just keep on going, but I will say, again, thank you. And in response to, you know, people talking about this bag and seeing it, I've got one, right? And I love it. It's a great day pack. I've modified it a little bit. I did put a sternum strap on. I put a rubber padding closed cell foam in it just to keep some stuff from poking my back at the time, because I was carrying some things that were awkwardly shaped. And you're going to love it. It's got plenty of volume in it for a day hike, even an overnight. If you add a couple like the G2 and things on the bottom, you can do some other things with it, put a bedroll on it. It is a phenomenal pack. It's going for a great cause. It's got loads of room in it, so you can fill it up with whatever you want, the way you've filled my heart with your support. Thank you. I mean, it's amazing.
I like that. Hey, you know, and I have the one video, an older video after the first one we made, but you know, and we really didn't talk too much about it, but there's an internal rear slip sleeve for exactly that. I personally didn't need any padding back there. But if you want to have padding back there, depending on what you put internally, you have the ability to slide your own piece of padding back there. So there's a lot of modularity, a lot of different options. Sternum straps will be an option going forward when I made them. Again, you know, I'm unfortunately, you know, I look at things sometimes through my own soda straw, you know, my own lens. I'd actually used forehead straps before I've ever used sternum straps, but some people might like it. You know, that'll be an add-on. I think with the tie downs down below, we'll probably make an add-on, because we're not going to do the gear strap kits, but I'll offer 2 of the docking straps in case you want straps to attach. And if you don't have your own straps, to attach a bedroll or a jacket or a poncho or anything to the bottom. So there's going to be a few tweaks like that when it opens up, but I'm glad you brought that up, Murph, just so people know what they're getting into.
Well, you know how I really started liking sternum straps? It had nothing to do with the Marine Corps, because they wouldn't let us wear sternum straps. I think the only time they let us wear hip belts was in the Sierra Nevadas doing cold weather training. That's the only time we could actually use those. But the way I really started using sternum straps is I would carry these kind of day pack, you know, kind of 2 or 3 day packs or whatever. And I was riding the motorcycle to work or riding at A, B, wherever I was going. And I didn't like the thought of it coming off my shoulders, because I had the drag bars. So I didn't like it coming off my shoulders, the thought of it. So I would buckle that sternum strap to make sure it stayed there. But then always in the back of my mind was, if I wreck, this pack is not coming off and I could be killed by it. Yeah. So there's always a plus and minus to every piece of gear and how you configure it. So your mileage may vary, figure it out how you want. Yeah.
Yeah. And I imagine from your background, you know, it's the same thing in the infantry, you know, light infantry, whatever you're doing, you know, anytime you're on water, you know, that waist pad and that sternum strap, you know, it has to be totally separated, you know, just because of the potential for sinking and dying and sucking it out. So, yeah.
Well, look at Saving Private Ryan, man. There's a cool scene in there where they've got all that stuff strapped to him and he can't get it off and the guy's sinking and he's getting riddled with bullets as he's sinking. I mean, that stuff can hinder you, but you got to know too, just like hiking, when to undo your hip belt and let it flow free, when to clip it back on and let the waist sit on your hips. I mean, there's all that kind of stuff.
Yep. Final comments that we just had coming here at the end, and then we'll wrap it up. Mackenzie's saying, hell yeah. Gene, support the little tadpoles, folks. I like that, Gene. Good call.
Pollywogs.
Yeah, that was good. And then Tennessee just asking a center line, no more strap kits. That is correct, Tennessee. We're not going to do those anymore. Another thing that took up a lot of time, and there's no profit or margins in it whatsoever. But we will do the docking straps with the ruck and the G3 and that kind of stuff going forward. Those will be some options. So that's all I got, Murph. We're just over an hour. Again, thank you for taking the time out of your day, educating everybody, letting everybody know what we're trying to do. Final words of wisdom from you, my good man, and then we'll wrap it up.
There are very few, but I will say this: if you've got any further questions about this, hit me up on Instagram, Facebook. It's Murph Nuge on Instagram. A lot of you already follow me, and thank you for that. Or Facebook, it's just Corey Murphy. You can go on there and you can hit me up and just ask some general questions, and I'll answer. Be careful though. I do a lot of voice messages because I'm usually driving, and it's easier to do a voice message than it is to sit and type all this shit out because I'm old and my fingers are always cut up and bleeding and shit, so I don't like to type.
Yeah, no, that's a good point right there. And then maybe just the Seymour, again, I've got the link to Seymour Young Marines on the website right now for the charity auction. That should be a clickable link. And if it's not, just cut and paste it and put it into another browser. When I tried it earlier, it worked. So, but you know, just kind of like Murphy said, I'm old and stupid sometimes, but it was hyperlinked in earlier. So it should be good. But if not, just cut and paste it if you want to learn more. Or as Murph just so graciously volunteered, reach out to him on Instagram, Murph Nuge. So Nuge. So Murph, and then November Uniform Golf Echo at Murph Nuge. And then, like you said, and then Corey Murphy over on Facebook. So, yeah. All right. Well, hey, best of luck to everybody. Thanks for everyone taking the time out of your lives to be here tonight. There's a million things going on. I hope everybody's got a great upcoming weekend. You know, knock on wood, we'll have these tickets knocked out of the park relatively early. And then you just got to wait the rest of next week, on pins and needles, waiting for Saturday, the 12th of October, when we make the announcement, winner, chicken dinner. Hey, Gene and Tennessee, don't be throwing punches to see who wins. I don't want you guys stabbing each other in the back, trying to take care of stuff there. That's a little inside joke because I think I can't remember who it was, but one of them missed by one number or something like that. So they're talking shit to each other now. Murph, were you going to say something, or what was that?
No, I was talking to my daughter. She was off camera and she was asking me to read some stuff she wrote to her teachers, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it in a minute. I'm on camera."
Does she want you to read it in front of everybody on the live stream?
I thought that's what she was originally doing, was handing me something to read to you guys to say thank you, but it was actually she's writing notes to her teachers to say enjoy fall break. I had a great time in your class type thing, like big, like legit letters. They're not like one or two lines. So yeah, I won't embarrass her with that, but that's what she was doing, and she was having me kind of scan them.
Right on. All right,
I'm
everybody.
an editor as well.
You will see Murphy in his bright smiling face again on Saturday, the 12th of October. Last little comments that came in. Mackenzie saying, "See ya, thanks for the stream." Tennessee and Gene are talking shit to each other again. So, hey, thanks everybody for joining in. We'll see you Monday over on Millstone. Lots to talk about over there this week or next week. And then I'll see you back here again on Thursday, the 10th of October, 1700 Central Daylight Time. Because Jesus Christ, can we just keep extending daylight savings time? So sick of daylight savings, but it'll still be Central Daylight Time even next week, 1700. And that'll be kind of the last fun. Well, you know, I'll be showing off the meat bag. We'll be talking about the last things on the website. I'll have the other hoodie. The hoodies might even be up on the website. So right now it says charity auction. I'm sorry, I should have said that. There's tabs. There's the next business day, belts and keepers, custom BSSs for Black Scout Survival, showing the gear I make for him. And then there's a tab that says charity. That's for what we're doing right now for these tickets. But once these tickets are sold, that tab is going to say swag. And that's where we're going to do the hats, the hoodies, the patches, the beanies, that kind of stuff. And then Mackenzie, to your point, that's probably where we'll do the limited runs, like of the aprons and things of that. So I'll have more information next week on that. Murph, any final comment? Did I miss anything? You got one last thing to say? Otherwise, we're going to kick it.
Man, I've always got one last thing to say. Let's just end it.
Well, why don't you say one last thing?
Again, I can do this all day long. What do we want to talk about now? Dude, the sweatshirts are legit. I like them. I really do. I was looking at it earlier and I was like, man, that's a pretty tough looking sweatshirt. And I had no idea. I mean, I had no idea what it was. And then you started describing it when we first introduced here. And I was like, man, that's a serious sweatshirt.
Yeah. And it's really good. I'm really impressed with this company and just the quality and the material and everything.
And I like the orange as well, right? Yeah.
Well, that's me. I do like the orange, you know, but
well, I mean, it's great for this time of year, or when they launch, it'll be great for that time of year to stand out a little bit for SAR or for, you know, hunters, or, I mean, you said they're made in the USA as well, right?
That's right. Yeah. It's 100% made in America company and the whole 9 yards. So.
A no-brainer win-win. Like, why wouldn't you?
I agree. Well, everybody, on that note, stay tuned, because we're going to have at least, you know, the 3 designs. I'll be able to show that stuff off next week. Again, huge shout out. My last comments, huge shout out to Mark, aka Valley Reb, over on Instagram, for sending me the World War I and World War II food bags a couple months ago. And we finally were able to create some time, and we're going to make our version of it called the meat bag. That'll be coming out soon. So thank you very much, Mark. Then a huge shout out to Steven, aka Blackbeard, for really stepping up and helping out with all the designs and getting that kind of working for me. He's got all those, you know, bells and whistles, and knows that that black magic that I don't know. So, but anyway, really huge shout out. And then a huge shout out lastly to everybody watching the live or watching on demand afterwards, leaving comments, having fun in the chat, talking shit to each other. But more importantly, I didn't know how it was going to go. I just wanted to open up, and you guys already stepped up to the plate and bought a bunch of tickets. So, you know, seriously, my hat's off to you guys. I really appreciate it for helping already start it off as a success. So thank you very much. Any goodbyes, Murph, or anything?
Cheers, folks. Thanks. All
right.
I'm not going to keep going.
All right. We'll see Murphy again next Saturday on the 12th of October. Probably, you know, like I said, we just said somewhere between 11 and 1200 Central Daylight. Stay tuned. Yeah. I'll have an announcement for it when we're going to do the live stream. So
cool. All
right. That's it, everybody. Enjoy your upcoming weekend. Enjoy this autumn weather, and we'll see you again real soon. All right, everybody. You know the deal. Get them ready, Gene. If you got questions or comments, reach out anytime. I'll do the best I can to help you out. I mean that seriously. Even in my old decrepit state, I'm still answering the phone. But until then, keep thinking, keep moving, and never effing quit. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Be good. Woo!
Woo!
I can do a little better one now. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.